If you are a new content creator looking to level up your gear without breaking the bank, I have scoured Amazon for the best Black Friday deals, in my opinion, for new content creators. As someone who's been creating content for myself and for small businesses for over 6 years, I've tested out quite a lot of different things. And I think that by now I know what's worth spending your money on and what's not. One of the big things for me is that I like the devices that I use to be quite small and practical because I'm out and about creating content for other businesses. I don't have a car. I need to be able to pack everything up and just carry it to wherever I'm going. And then also I live in a really small apartment, so I don't have the luxury of having a setup with like big softbox lights and huge sort of setup. So I like to find small things that do the job. So whether you're filming for YouTube, TikTok, or Instagram, these are all recommendations that I've either tried myself or have researched heavily. So without further ado, let's get into it. And just so you know, I have linked all the products I'm talking about in the description box below. So the first category we're going to get into is cameras and stabilizers. If you are just starting to create content, whether for your personal brand or for a small business, I recommend you always start off with just your smartphone because smartphones these days have incredible cameras. There's no point in you investing a bunch of money into a camera that you don't even know how to use yet. Start off with what you already have. In order to enhance the videography that you can get out of your smartphone, there's a couple of devices that can help. One thing that I've found very helpful is this DJI stabilizer for smartphones. So as you can see, it is very compact. It just comes like this in 2 different pieces. And then you just unfold the top here. And then you can actually put this bottom in. This is like a tripod stand. And then you get your phone, and then you just slide this into the phone holder thingy. And this is whenever it's not on. Hold it. And there we go. You can see here that it's keeping my phone very steady. I wonder if you can see that. It might be kind of tricky. So with this, it's really handy because you can change it so that it's either shooting vertical, which is really good for short form content like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts, or you can flip it around and shoot horizontal, which is really excellent again for YouTube and specifically for vlogging. Because let's say you like to vlog out and about, this is going to keep your phone really stable and also give you a more flattering angle. Because if I'm just holding my phone, let's say it's arm length, I get it here. But the cool thing about this is that it has this extender, kind of like a selfie stick, right? And then I'm going to get another shot where I'm further back. You can hold the camera out further and you're going to get a more flattering angle. Let me just do a little test shot here so you can see what I'm talking about. So here I am. This is already giving me a little bit of an extra reach, right? I'm just holding the stick out. And then if I put it on the extender, come back, more control. And this is going to be more of a flattering angle for me too. So I'm not like right here close to my face. I can actually get it a little bit further away and it looks better. And you can see too how smooth this movement is. This has been super helpful for me when I'm filming in restaurants and cafes specifically because it helps me get really smooth action shots. Like if I'm filming the chefs in the kitchen or baristas or bartenders at work, when I'm moving my phone around, it's keeping it stable. But then also, again, with the extender, it's been huge because I'm able to reach up and get like overhead shots because of the extender. Overhead smooth shots. So I can kind of stand to the side of the chef or behind the chef and then reach my camera up and I'm not in their way. This is the DJI Osmo Mobile 6 with a built-in extension rod, object tracking. That's the other kind of cool thing. If you download the app, you can film via the app and you can actually select your face and track yourself so that it will follow you whenever you're moving. That's kind of like a handy thing if you're doing vlogging at home or if you want to show yourself working on a project. Let's say you do something like crafty. It's kind of nice that it'll like track your movement. Right now, this is on sale and it is normally on Amazon 178 euros. And this is 41% off. So it is going right now for 104 euros and 38 cents. This is a nice way to up your content creation using your phone. So you're not buying a, 1,000 euro camera, you're buying a 100 euro device that helps you create content on the go. And again, what I like about it, it's so small, it's so compact and very discreet. So if you work in a small business and you're trying to get action shots or a restaurant or a cafe or something like that, you're not being really obnoxious about it. You can stay out of the way. So anyways, DJI Osmo gimbal. This is something I have definitely found use out of and I do recommend. Okay, so the next thing is something that I haven't tried myself, but I have researched and I've asked other people that have used it, and I do have it in my basket for this Black Friday because it's something that I'd like to add to my gear. And that is the TELESIN magnetic neck mount. Sounds crazy, but essentially what this thing is, you put it, it's like, you know, a circular sort of thing that you put over your neck and it holds your phone for POV footage. So this is really great. Again, if you, let's say you're a barista or a chef and you want to get some content of like your hands and actually making your food or making the coffee or whatever, this gives a really good perspective. It's going to keep your phone stable and it's just going to show your workflow. It's also really great for people that do other like crafty things. So let's say you make jewelry. You can put this on and then actually show your process of how you make the jewelry. Yeah, it's also just good for making short reels or TikToks when you show the process of making something. Normally this device is priced at $46.65. For Amazon's Black Friday, it is 36% off and it is currently 30 euros. So again, this is quite a niche thing. I think if you were to buy this, you'd want it to be because in your business, you want to show how you do something, how you do your work. The other way that you might find it helpful is if you are like a travel vlogger or something, or you do a lot of hiking footage, you could put this on and it would like film as you're hiking, you know. But really, I think it's best for small businesses showing your workflow. The only camera that I'm going to mention in this is the Sony vlog camera, the ZV1. I have not tested this camera. I do have two Sony cameras. I'm filming right now on the Sony A7 IV, and then I also have the Sony 6400, but those are like mirrorless cameras, so that's a step up. The Sony ZV1 is good for new video creators and people specifically that are vlogging. So it has good like built-in stabilization. It's got like the zoom built into the camera. You can either just use the in-camera audio or you could attach a small microphone on it. So if you wanted to get started with either vlogging your workplace or vlogging at home, this would be a good camera to do that. So this camera is normally 837 euros. Right now it is 29% off, so it is 597 euros. This is a big purchase, so I mean, you would have to do more research into it, and it's more so if you know that you really want to get into vlogging and you've already tested out and like have used your phone and used other ways to vlog and you're ready to commit and take the next step, this could be a really good next step. But like I said, this is a big purchase, so hopefully you've thought quite a lot about it before you want to do it. Like any purchase, you need to make sure that you're actually going to use it. So if you wanted to get into vlogging and you haven't even been able to commit using your phone for vlogging, don't get this yet. If you have been committed to vlogging and using your phone and you're ready to take the next step, this is a good natural next step. The next thing we're going to talk about is lighting. And for this, I like to keep things quite basic. The thing with lighting is that it can dramatically improve the quality of your videos. So again, let's say you're just filming on your phone. If you make sure that you're using good quality lighting, it can really increase the quality of your videos. But so many of us, like, we have small amounts of space, so we don't want to get like the huge soft boxes. And again, I think if you're just starting out, you should start smaller and more affordable, figure out the methodology of using lighting in the first place, and then down the road you can look into buying, you know, like big soft boxes and whatever else. But anyways, so there's two types of lights that I'm going to recommend. The first is a small tube light. So I've got this one recently, and it is Nanlite Pavo tube. So I couldn't find this one specifically, but I did find the Neewer RGB light wand, which looks very, very similar. This is cool because it's magnetic on both ends, and they actually supply you with magnets. So you can put, let's say you wanted to film by a window and you needed extra light, you could actually stick this light on one side of the curtain, then put the magnet on the other side, and it's just gonna like hold up. So that's kind of cool. There's also on each end though these little holes that you can screw into a tripod. So that's how I normally use it. And then whenever you're filming, You can set it behind your camera and have it like this just above, or you could have, if you had two of them, you could do two lights like that and then a backlight as well. The nice thing about this is that you can change the temperature on it. So, warm light versus cool light. And you can also change the mode. So this has loads of special effects. Like it has a special effect that makes it look like a candle. It has a special effect that looks like police lights. There's different colors, loads of different colors. So normally lights like this are often used in the back of your shot to create an interesting sort of look. The version of this light that I found on Amazon, the Neewer RGB light wand, it is normally 71 euros and 20 cents. Right now it's 30% off, so it is 49 euros and 84 cents. So that's pretty good. And I think this is just a good way to get started into lighting. And with lighting too, it takes a little bit of practice to figure out what's going to look best. But this can really help fill the light. So even let's say if you're in a bit of a tricky filming space and you have a window on one side, which creates shadows on this side of you, you could still set yourself up there and then have this light here to fill the space so that it looks more natural and you don't have funny shadows on your face. I like this. I got this specifically because it's so small and it makes a really big difference. Again, on shoots in cafes and restaurants, I can bring this and I can either just hold it over top of the product. Like let's say I'm shooting a dish, I can hold this from a distance, change the temperature and the settings, whatever else, to get the look that I want to get. And it's so much better than bringing in a big clunky softbox. Like those things, again, as someone who goes to shoots walking, I can't be carrying softboxes with me. So this is a little guy that makes a big difference, and at 50 euros, I think it's a pretty good place to start. There's another type of light that I like that is, again, very small. You can put it on top of a tripod, or you can actually hook it right on top of your camera. This is a teeny tiny light again that packs a bit of a punch. I don't know if you can see. So this, you can change the temperature, change, the power, whatever else. It tells you how much time you have left on it. It is battery operated. I couldn't find this exact one on sale, but again, it's actually from that same brand, Neewer, on here. Neewer 176 LED video light. And yeah, this is good for product photography and videography and just for filling in a little bit of light. So it would do the same thing where, let's say there's a window on this side and I want to brighten things on this side. This could help that out. You could put it right on top of your camera so you're getting more light on you directly. And again, it's just a very small little guy. This takes up no space at all and can really help increase the quality of your footage. So yeah, this is something that I would recommend. It's normally 74 euros and 45 cents. It's 24% off. So now it is 55 euros. And I know that feels expensive for something that's so small, but trust me, lighting makes a huge difference with your footage. And I always recommend you start small. This is something that if you're traveling, if you're filming while you're traveling, you can so easily put this in your bag. This will fit in your pocket and it won't be an issue, So yeah, something like that's a good start. Now let's talk about tripods and mounts. If you're just getting started creating content, again, whether in your workplace or because you want to become a content creator, one of the first things you need to get is a tripod, because it is so important to have just still footage. And it is just the most convenient thing to set your camera on top of so you can be hands-free and engage with the camera, right? I couldn't find the exact mobile phone tripod that I have on Amazon right now, but this one is very, very similar. The nice thing about mobile phone tripods these days is that they've become so small and compact. This guy is really light, which I like. And again, you can see by the size of it that I can fit this in my backpack really easily. This is the phone mount that you can put on, but also, referring back to the lighting, I can use this tripod to mount either of those lights as well, because it has that little screw in there and you can just put the light on. So I actually use this tripod for setting up my light if I'm using my regular camera instead of my mobile phone. The tripod that I'm recommending is the K&F Concept 62-inch phone selfie stick tripod, which is a compact camera tripod with phone holder, ball head, which is an upgrade from this one, and a detachable remote control. So this is cool. It's compatible with your phone, GoPro, or camera. So the price of this device is normally $31.92. It's currently 15% off, so it is 27 euros. And like I said, if you're actually going to start creating content, trust me, you will make use out of this. So this right now will be set up for vertical, and then it's very simple for me to just like pop that down if I wanted it to be horizontal mode. And then in order for it to open up, you just pull this guy, undo this, boom, there are the legs, and then all the way up. Hopefully you can see that. The thing that I like about this is that it is lightweight, but it's still very stable. The legs on it are stable. And like I said, this exact one is not available on Amazon anymore, but the one that I've recommended is super similar and has really good reviews, and I feel confident recommending it. So confident that I'm going to order a second one myself because, like I said, it's actually been really helpful for setting my lights up on it as well, and I want to have a second one so that I can have two lights set up at the same time. Other one is the JOBY GorillaPod. This one is more so if you have a mirrorless camera or a vlogging camera, you would, like, the GorillaPod would be helpful. I am going to order this. I've been eyeing up a GorillaPod for years, and because the sale is so good, now is the right time for me to buy. So it is normally 75 euros 62 cents. It is 66% off at 25 euros and 77 cents. So like I said, this is my basket and I'm going to buy it. So this can take up to 1 kilos of weight on it. So if you have a bigger lens and a bigger camera, it's going to fit. This is really good for tight spaces, for vlogging, keeping your camera somewhat stable. You can wrap the legs of it, like the tripod legs, onto like around a tree branch or on a fence or something to get some interesting shots. So this is kind of a step up. This would be if you were in like the next phase of your content creation journey. If you're just filming with your phone, you don't need this. This is meant for mirrorless cameras. But if you have a mirrorless camera and have been looking for a GorillaPod, this is a great deal and I recommend it. One of the best things you can do to increase the quality of your content is to make sure that you have good audio. There's been studies that have shown that people are way more forgiving of bad quality footage, like visual footage, than they are of bad quality audio. If you have bad audio, people are going to click away from the video because they can't stand listening to it. One of the ways that you can increase the quality of your audio is by using a small lavalier mic. So this is an example of a lav mic. I use the Rode Wireless Go 2. This is not on sale, so I'm not including this, but you can just like clip it on and then hook it up to your camera or to your phone or whatever. And then that way the audio is coming from here rather than from the device that you're filming from. Now I found this microphone set that I got really excited by. So I've been recommending a lot of Neewer products. Hopefully I'm even saying the brand right, I'm not sure. So this is the Neewer CM28 wireless lavalier microphone system with charging case, noise canceling, 4 gigabytes of storage, 9 hours recording, uncompressed audio lapel mic, compatible with your iPhone, iPad, Android, PC, and camera. When I discovered this system, I was really pleased with it because the Rode system is way more expensive, but it doesn't even come with the right hookups for your iPhone or for your filming from your phone in general. It only comes with one for your camera, and it has definitely been a love-hate relationship. Whenever you have to download the software for Rode, sometimes it glitches out. Right now I can't get it off from there onto my laptop, and it's been a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. So I mean, it's good in some ways, but I think that this system sounds really good if you're just starting to create content. This comes with 2 transmitters, so 2 microphones and then 1 receiver, and you can charge it within the case. I've watched a whole bunch of videos on it where people have tested out the quality of the audio, and I think it sounds really good. And for the price, I don't think you can go wrong. Having a microphone doesn't always mean that it's going to make your audio better. I've seen some people buy microphones off of Amazon or wherever else. I've seen them on Amazon. Let's say they're like 30 euros and that the little lapel microphone. I think it sounds way worse than actually just using your iPhone. it ruins the quality of your audio actually. This looks good. I like that there's 2 transmitters, so that means if there's 2 people in your video, let's say you're doing more of a podcast style video or whatever, or something in the workplace, you can both be hooked up to the mic. I've watched some videos that test the quality. I think it sounds really good. And right now it's 97 euros. So it's normally 141 euros. It is 31% off. And so that means that it is 97 euros. Like I said, I have not tested this microphone myself, but I really like the sound of it. I like what it's offering. And I think at that price, it's a good starting point to figuring out even how to use and work with microphones. You're not risking a lot at spending 100 euros. I know 100 euros is still expensive, but I think it's much better to get something at 100 euros that's good quality than to spend 50 euros on something that's not great. But yeah, anyways, if you're in the market for microphones and you've been thinking about it, I would definitely have a look at this deal because I think it's really good. The other option for microphones instead of a lapel mic is a small vlogging camera microphone. So the thing with this is you would put it on top of your camera. And so this works well if you know that you're always going to be facing your camera. So in this environment right now, I have a microphone mounted on top of my camera instead of a lapel microphone. So this is good for talking head videos. If you were filming with your phone, what you would do is actually hook it into the tripod like this. So you'd hook it in there and then just plug it into your phone. These kind of microphones can cause a little bit less grief than lapel microphones. Lapel microphones, sometimes you're dealing with like noise, like rustling sounds from your clothing, whatever else, whereas this is just stable. The downside is you need to be quite close to the camera and in more of a stable environment for it to be good. It can work well for vlogging if you have like a windscreen on it, and again, you're facing it the whole time. But RØDE has a microphone like this on sale. So it's RØDE VideoMicro Compact On Camera Directional Microphone for Filmmaking, Content Creation, and Location Recording. So this microphone is normally 72 euros and 46 cents. It is 49% off, so that makes it 36 euros and 83 cents. This microphone is a good option if you are doing more sit down talking head sort of content creation. It's going to increase the quality of your video by increasing the quality of the sound, and it's not going to be too difficult to use. So at 36 euros, I think it's a pretty good purchase. Okay, so this section is kind of boring, but it's so important and their stuff is normally so expensive. So it's a really good idea to get it when it's on sale, and that is storage solutions. So there are a couple of SD cards that are on sale that I have in my shopping cart because you always need SD cards. It's one of those things that like there is nothing worse if your SD card fills up and you need to keep filming. Like you always need to have a couple of SD cards ready to go if you're filming on camera, that is. So there is the SanDisk 128 gigabyte SD card that I am going to buy. It is 48% off right now. So it's normally 33 euros and 91 cents. Right now it's 17.56. I have 2 of these SD cards already and I use them for my Sony cameras. The other one that I'm going to get is the SanDisk 256 gigabyte MicroSD card. So this is good for drones, smartphones. I'm going to use it for my DJI Osmo Pocket 3. If your phone takes an SD card, you can get a microSD card to increase the storage on your phone, but you just have to check to see if your phone actually takes SD cards because not all phones do. Now the other thing is for editing, and that is SSD storage. One of my go-tos is the Samsung T7, so I use this for all of my editing. Whenever I'm finished filming a project, filming with clients, anything like that, I get the footage off of my phone or off my camera onto my laptop and onto this, and then I edit off of this. This is supposed to make it faster whenever you're editing off of this, but it's also just for peace of mind, and it's so that my laptop doesn't fill up for storage. These are so expensive. The 2 terabyte T7 is normally 194 euros and 68 cents. It's not a huge discount, but it's not bad. Right now it's 21% off, so it is 154 euros and 72 cents. It's not a fun purchase. For me, it's one of those things like, oh, it's so annoying, I need to buy another one of these things, but it is so essential. if you've done all this hard work to get your footage, you need to make sure that you keep your footage safe, and also you want to make sure that your computer is staying fast. So you don't want your computer to be like filled up with all of this footage that doesn't need to be filled up on it. So anyways, the Samsung T7 is something I recommend, especially if you have a Apple computer, because I've tried some other storage solutions for Apple that just have not worked out. It's been very, very frustrating. I can recommend the Samsung T7. The last things I'm going to mention is sort of like a miscellaneous section. I saw that the Apple AirTags are on sale right now. I got the Apple AirTags when we were moving abroad. So we were moving from Canada to Ireland with all of our belongings coming on the plane with us. So I wanted to get the AirTags to track our suitcases in case, you know, they got lost in transit, because that's been happening a lot lately, it seems, with airlines. Now I also use the AirTags when I'm going on video shoots. So I'll put it in my backpack with all my camera gear, and I'll attach it to cameras or devices if I need to as well, so then like I'm not going to forget something. And I got that recommendation from another videographer who like notoriously will leave his stuff behind, and the AirTags have been an absolute game changer for him. The way that it works is you can track where your AirTag is from your phone. And right now, these are actually on sale, which again is cool because Apple products don't normally go on sale. I was looking at the 4-pack of AirTags, so they're normally 146 euros. Right now it's 29% off, so you can get them for 103 euros. You could also just get a single AirTag. It is normally 42.99, so these guys are expensive, but it is 20% off, so it's right now 34 euros and 38 cents. So anyways, if you're in the market for something like that, now is a good time to buy. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is royalty-free music. So music makes a huge difference in your videos. If you're getting started creating content on YouTube, it's really important for you to find a good source for royalty-free music, because you can't be using popular music on YouTube without having any like issues. Like you can't be using someone else's own music, because let's say you finally get monetized, they're gonna get money from it. Anyways, the video is not about that. You need to be using royalty-free music in your videos on YouTube. You also need to be using royalty-free music if you're doing advertisements on Instagram or TikTok or anything like that. I use Epidemic sound, so anytime you hear music in my videos, it's coming from Epidemic sound. I've been really happy with this service. I've also used in the past Artlist, and what's that other one that's really expensive? There's some other one that has amazing music, but it is so eye-wateringly expensive. It's just too much. Anyways, Epidemic sound for me has been the best option. There is a Cyber Week deal on for Epidemic sound right now, and the offer includes a free trial plus 2 months at 50% off, and this deal is valid from November 22nd to 30th. And it's valid for the monthly personal and commercial plan. So I started off on a personal plan, and then now I have a commercial plan. But if you're only creating content for yourself, you only need a personal plan. I have the commercial plan because I create content for commercially as well, like for other clients. But yeah, anyways, Epidemic Sound has some really great music, good categories. I've been very happy with it. I like too that it has the option for music with lyrics and then instrumental only, because sometimes I'll use both versions of the song. If I'm talking, then I'll only use the instrumental part, and then once I'm done talking, I'm just showing B-roll, then I'll bring in the part that has the lyrics as well. If you want to try this out, I do have a link in the description below that will give you that Cyber Week offer. Oh, okay, that was a lot. I've been doing a lot of research for you guys. I've tested out a lot of these products myself, and like I said, if I haven't tested it out and I really like the idea of the product, I've watched a lot of videos on them and I feel confident in my recommendation. Some of those things even are in my cart now. I'm going to buy myself, so I'm hoping, you know, that it's all going to be good. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions about any of these products, or if you've got questions about content creation in general. Again, you can find all the links to these products in the description box below. I am confident in my recommendations, but remember, you really need to be confident you're going to use these products when you buy them, especially when it comes to content creation. If you're waiting for the perfect thing to start creating content, that's a problem. Like, you can start using your phone now and creating content. You can prop your phone up on a stack of books and make it work. And if you know that, yeah, you know what, I like creating content, maybe now is a good time to like make a purchase to make my content better and to make the process easier, then that's great. But don't be buying these things if like you're not going to use them. Think about it. If you're going to use them, great. These things are really going to help you in your content journey, but don't waste your money if you're not going to use them. Happy shopping. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, please give this video a like. I'd love if you subscribe and stuck around. If you want to stick around and watch a second video, YouTube thinks you're going to like this recommendation. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon.